Hey, first graders, Mrs. Wood here. It is time for our fourth second step lesson. So, we are going to start by listening to our learner song. So, get in a place where you can move around, and I want you to be listening because it's going to sing about our 4 skills for learning. And so when you hear these, watch me and do the motions that go along with them. So when it sings about focus, focus, listen, listen, use your self-talk, be assertive, do those with me. Okay, here we go.
Focus, focus, listen, listen, use your self-talk. Be assertive, focus, focus, listen, listen, use your self-talk. Be assertive, focus, focus, listen, listen, use your self-talk. Be assertive, this is the way we all can learn. This is the way we all can learn. First you focus, get your attention, use eyes and ears and brain. Now you listen, make sure you listen, use eyes and ears and brain. Use your self-talk, say I can do this, and focus, focus now. Be assertive, if you don't get it, just ask for help out loud. This is the way we all can learn. This is the way we all can learn. First you focus, get your attention, use eyes and ears and brain. Now you listen, make sure you listen, use eyes and ears and brain. Use your self-talk, say I can do this, and focus, focus now. Be assertive, if you don't get it, just ask for help out loud.
All right, good job. It feels good to get up and move around, right? So, our learner song talks about our 4 skills for learning. And so, in our past lessons, we have learned about what it means to focus our attention, right? Remember our attentoscopes? So, like we put our attentoscopes on, we make sure our eyes are focused where they need to be focused, we take the attentoscopes off, but our eyes stay focused where they need to be focused, right? And then we talked about listening, how we're listening to what we're hearing, but we are also using our brain to think about and remember what we're hearing. Like the song says, we use our eyes and ears and brain. They all work together. So those are our first 2 skills for learning that we've learned about. Focus, focus, listen, listen. Do you remember what the next one is? What's our 3rd skill for learning that we're going to talk about now? Use your self-talk. All right, so we're going to talk about self-talk today. And we've got Puppy. Oh, hi, Puppy. Eyes watching, ears listening, eyes quiet, body still. Well, hi, Puppy. What are you doing? I hear that you're talking to yourself. Well, I keep forgetting the 4 listening rules. And so I'm saying them to myself so I remember and I don't forget them. Puppy, you are using our self-talk skill for learning. Good job. Good job showing our first graders what that means. And we're going to talk more about that. So self-talk is what we say to ourselves. And we could hear Puppy saying it out loud, but usually for self-talk, we say it inside of our heads. It's something that we tell ourselves inside of our heads, so we don't have words coming out of our mouth that anybody else can hear, but we repeat things in our own mind so we remember what we're supposed to be doing, or we repeat things that are going to help us stay focused on what we need to be doing. All right, so have you focus your attention here on this picture. So this is Will right here, and this is Lamar. Now, Will is working hard on his assignment for writing. The girls behind him have finished their writing and are now reading to each other. They are whispering and giggling. The noise they are making is a distraction. A distraction is something that bothers you or takes your attention or your focus away from what you're supposed to be doing. So Will, right here, Will, he is ignoring the distraction of the girls talking and giggling. He is not paying attention or focusing his attention on that distraction. Now, as you look at this picture, do you notice anyone that seems to be not ignoring the distraction? What do you think? Did you notice Lamar here? Does Lamar look like he's focused on his work? No, he does not look focused on his writing assignment, does he? His attention is focused on the girls behind him. Is that where his attention should be focused? Should he be focusing on those girls who are reading and giggling? No, he should be focused on his writing assignment, just like Will is. Okay, so let's think about what Will could do to help himself. What Lamar, Will's doing the right thing, isn't he? What Lamar could do to help him stay focused on his writing assignment. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. Let's think about our skills for learning and which one we're learning about today. Could Lamar use self-talk to help remind himself what he's supposed to be doing and to stay focused? So just like Puppy was using self-talk to remember all of his listening skills, Lamar could use self-talk to help himself stay focused on his writing assignment instead of being focused on the girls behind him, right? So the great thing about self-talk is there are lots of different things that we could tell ourselves to help ourselves do what we need to do. So let's think about Lamar. What could Lamar say to himself inside of his head that would help him stay focused on his writing assignment and to ignore the girls behind him? Let's think about this. If you were Lamar, what would you say to yourself using self-talk? What are some ideas? Tell me. So some of you might say, focus on my work, focus on my work, focus on my work. And you see, with self-talk, we repeat it over and over in our head, so it sticks in our head and it helps us do what we need to do. So I might say, focus on my work, focus on my work. Some people might say, ignore distractions, ignore the girls, ignore distractions. So Lamar could say either of those, and either would help him stay focused on his work and ignore the girls behind him. Okay, so we use self-talk in situations where we need to help ourselves remember what to be doing, or maybe we need to help ourselves remember how to deal with a tough situation. Okay? All right, so Puppy used it to help himself remember the listening rules. Use self-talk to repeat the rules so they stick in his brain. Will, because he was working, right? Will is already working. He's already doing what? He's using self-talk to remind himself, focus, do my work. And Lamar can use self-talk to get himself back on track, to ignore the distraction of the girls, and to get himself back. Focus on my work. Get my writing done. So he stays on task and does what he needs to do. So again, the beauty of self-talk, there are lots of different helpful things that we can say to ourselves in different situations. We just have to find the one that we like best or works best for us and say it again and again and again inside of our head. Okay? All right. So repeating things helps us remember and do what we need to be doing and stay focused. Okay, so we're going to practice a little bit. We are going to play a game of my turn, your turn. But we're going to change it a little bit. First, you are going to repeat, or you're going to say what I tell you to do. So I might say, my turn, touch nose. So before you touch your nose, don't touch your nose first. When I say your turn, first you're going to say touch nose, and then you're going to do it. Okay? But remember, you have to wait until you hear me say your turn. So you're going to use self-talk inside your head to remind yourself. So inside of your head, you're going to be saying to yourself, touch nose, touch nose, touch nose. So you don't forget what I told you to do, right? So then when I say your turn, then you'll be ready to say touch nose and then touch your nose. Okay? So get your otoscopes on. Focus, put them on, put them down. Keep your attention focused on me. Listen to my words and remember the directions. First, you have to wait. Don't move, don't say anything until you hear me say your turn. And while you're waiting for me to say your turn, you're repeating what I said inside your head. And when I say your turn, first just say it, then you do it. First just say it, then you do it. Got it? All right, let's get ready to go. Let's get focused. My turn, touch cheek. Your turn. Okay, and hopefully while you were waiting for me to say your turn, you were repeating inside your head, touch cheek, touch cheek, touch cheek, touch cheek, cheek. So you don't forget, right? And then you said it, right? Okay, we're gonna keep practicing. If you didn't get it right the first time, that's okay. We'll continue to focus and we'll get it. All right. My turn, touch shoulder. Your turn. Okay. Hopefully you repeated it in your head before I said your turn. All right. My turn, hands on hips. Your turn. My turn, touch elbow. Your turn. Okay, so do you see how using self-talk to repeat it to yourself inside your head helps you remember what you're supposed to be doing while you're waiting to be able to do it? So this is really, really important, especially let's say your teacher is giving you directions on what to be doing. So while your teacher is talking, you are listening to what your teacher is saying, but you're also using your self-talk to repeat those directions in your brain so you remember them when it's time for you to actually do the task, right? So self-talk helps us remember what we're supposed to be doing and remind ourselves if we got distracted and forgot of what we are supposed to be doing. All right, so now, boys and girls, that you have learned about self-talk, your job is to get to be the teacher now. So you have your home link, and your home link is a chance to share with somebody else for you to get to teach somebody else about self-talk and what self-talk is, and to help them practice self-talk so they remember what they're supposed to be doing, or they're able to follow directions and not forget. Boys and girls, I hope you have a really wonderful week. Continue to work hard, do your best. You got this. And I will see you next time when we get to talk about our fourth and final skill for learning, which is be assertive. I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great week.